All right, so for our next movie in our 31 Nights of Halloween is A Quiet Place, directed by Jim Halpert from The Office. Yeah, John Krasinski. It stars him and his wife. You know, I think this was his directorial debut, and he went Stephen King on this man. He dared to went there. He went there. Very bold. This movie here, it reminds me, like the opening scene. For me, it's there with uh, the first It that came out in the early '90s, um, the first Scream movie, and 28 Weeks Later. All these movies I listed, I'm not saying these are the only ones, but these are the ones I can think of off the top of my head. These three movies, they have scenes that the beginning, their scenes, the intro scenes, whatever. It was so impactful that, and for me, it bothered me so much to the point where I'm halfway in the movie and I'm still thinking about the first part. And at times I might be missing what's going on in the movie because I'm thinking like, damn, that's messed up how that happened, man. That's messed up. This movie came out in 2018, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna spoil the first part. Like, yeah, I mean, yeah, you should check the movie out. But I'm telling you, seriously, like if you saw the Titanic and liked the Titanic, you knew the ship was gonna sink. It was inevitable. So this is what happened here. The family of five, they come from the store. The dad says, "Hey man, take the batteries out that toy. The toy makes too much noise." You know what I'm saying? But kids don't like to listen to daddy. When they're younger, they want to just listen to their mom and all this stuff. So, so they are walking. The youngest one is behind them, and all of a sudden, now the premise of the movie, you got to be quiet. Shh, like quiet, not whispering, quiet. And with children, you got to tell them to shut up. Okay, you're gonna have to tell them that because sometimes when you tell kids to be quiet, they're gonna just talk low. But your life literally depends upon this. So you tell the kids to shut up. Now, I get it. You shouldn't tell kids to shut up, but you know what? The thing about it is, when that kid gets older and survive this world, they would appreciate you for telling them to do that. Because if you didn't tell them to shut up, then what will happen is that they wouldn't grow up to appreciate what you've done for them. But anyways, all of a sudden, you hear the noise. He had like a missile, electronic spaceship, and the dad turns around. He was in front. He sprints as fast as he can because he sees the monster coming. And I'm like, he gonna get him. He gonna save him. He gonna save him. Then, boom! The monster snatches the little boy. Little boy's about 3 years old, 4 years old. And I was just like I literally had to pause the movie. And even after pausing the movie for about a good 15, 20 minutes, because I'm just like, as I'm watching the movie is playing, but I'm just like, that poor kid, that poor baby. So that man, like that was terrifying, man, because that's a child. And John Krasinski's character, like as a father, when we're fathers, unless you're a professional athlete or you run all the time, it's like most of the time we're not as fast as when we're at the time when we're fathers. We're in our 30s or mid 30s or early 40s. We're not as fast as we was in our 20s. Not as fast. And it's like the 20-year-old version of him, he would have got to his son. But it was very realistic. It's like, man, he ran as fast as he possibly could. He ran as fast as possibly he could. As possible. He couldn't save him. Couldn't save him, man. And that's terrifying. That is terrifying. As parents, as fathers, you know, we're willing to die for our wives, we're willing to die for our children. Okay, we're willing to die for them. We want to make sure you live for them, but we're willing to die, risk our life for them if it means to protect and save them. And he was not able to protect his son, and that I just felt for him on that. I instantly thought about my kids, me and my wife's kids. At the time, we had 2018. At the time, we had two. Now we have four. So all five of them, my wife included, and my kids. It's like I know I'm not as fast as I used to be 20 years ago. Now I was never like a sprinter's fast, but I could at least run. Okay, and like I used to could run a mile. I used to could run a mile under 6 minutes. All right, with no problem, no training or whatever. Now it takes me about I get out there run a mile. It'll take me about 11 minutes, about 10 minutes maybe. But when we're trying to save somebody, or if somebody's after us, there's momentum. You're gonna run a little bit faster. So somebody's chasing after me, or if I'm trying to save one of my loved ones, at best I could probably get it in 8 minutes. But that's still pushing it because you get a certain point where your legs give out. Your arm is moving, your legs give out. But a lot of times adrenaline. I mean, he was running at good speed, I thought, but wasn't able to save him. And Jim, he's a tall guy. He's like 6'2", 6'3". Reached out there, couldn't save his son. That bothered me throughout the whole movie, man. It's like I don't even want to watch this, but it's like, man, that like damn. And there's another powerful scene in this movie, towards the end. I'm not going to spoil that. I think, but with this movie, you got to be quiet. You can't make a sound. Some of y'all probably like it reminds me of of the movie that was on Netflix. What was it called? Silence. I think A Quiet Place came out first. I think Silence is based off a book. I don't know if there was a book on The Quiet Place. I don't know, but man, this movie here, man, it's a very very good movie, and it's definitely a movie where I could see a whole bunch of sequels. I'll say that to myself when I was watching it when I first saw it. I mean, my wife first saw it, and they have A Quiet Place too, and they have a prequel series show also. I haven't seen those two, but I plan on watching them. But man, this is a very very good movie, very good movie. Scale to 1 to 10, I give it a 9. I mean, if you haven't seen this movie, you should definitely check it out, like for real. Check out A Quiet Place. All right. Yeah, man. Now I'm still thinking about that scene, man. Like, damn, man. But yeah, I mean and that's realistic, man. It's a very realistic scene, very realistic situation, and nobody wants to be part of that, and you hate to see that happen. So, very, very great job by John Krasinski with that. But that's going to wrap up this episode on our one of our 31 Nights of Halloween movie reviews. And remember, hey, you like movies, you like sports, that means you like my channel. Hit that like and subscribe button. Peace out.